if you go back to the maritime strategy of India, particularly what Navy has been writing right from 60s, when the first carrier came,
Right.
the projection to the government is that we require 3 aircraft carriers because we have a very vast Indian Ocean area.
Right.
If you stand in the center, we are looking at a circumference or diameter of 3,000 kilometers. That's a hell of a lot.
Sure.
So it means 1,500 kilometers on the western seaboard and 1,500 on the eastern seaboard. If you take from, let's say, Gulf of Aden to the peninsula,
Right.
and from peninsula to the Malacca Strait.
Right.
Now, we always said that we require 2 carrier battle groups for effective power projection and ability to retaliate and ability to take the warfare into camp of the enemy or the adversary.
Right.
But we never had 2. So now we have got 2.
Yes.
If we have to maintain 2 online, as it is called, you require 1 standby.
Yes.
So that when one of them go into refit,
Right.
and refit of the aircraft carriers are very long. Even a short refit is a 9 months. Like, like producing a baby, really. Because you take her out of water, clean up and barnacles, etc. And the defects which have been there. So what it projects now, that the adversary should not be under impression that 1 carrier battle group, if it is tied up on the western seaboard, they can have a field day on the eastern seaboard. You can have both carrier battle groups with the eastern fleet and the western fleet and project power near the choke points.
Right.
There are choke points. On the east coast, we have Malacca Strait, and further down Sunda Strait and Lombok Strait and all that. And on the western side, we have the Gulf of Aden and we have the Straits of Hormuz.
Sure.
Now, Strait of Hormuz, by and large, is quite well protected because of the American Fifth Fleet is in Bahrain, as you know.
Exactly.
And at any one time, Nitin, my own memory is, about 10 years back, that warships from 34 to 35 countries are milling around in the area, everybody on the pretext of protecting their sailors of communication.
Correct.
Whereas they are not required to be there.
Yes.
Because, but since everybody is there and we have had a permanent adversary on our west coast, on the Makran coast.
Right.
And now a new one emerging from the east on the, coming from Malacca Strait.
Yes.
And they will also take shelter of the fact that 80% of their oil traverses through Indian Ocean.
Yeah. West to east.
West to east. And therefore, they would like to have their warships.
Right.
But if the friction on our borders becomes so much,
On the land borders.
on the land border,
Yes.
the Indian government has the choice to draw the attention of the adversary on our northern border
Right.
to the maritime field and try and choke the supply of oil which is required for day-to-day living in that country.
Right.
The God has been, somehow he balances out. If he's a rich country, big country, doesn't have oil.
Yes.
And somebody who has oil, he doesn't have technology.
Exactly.
So, it's a...
So this is what the geopolitical contest is all about.
That's correct. Geopolitical contest is all about this. Security of energy lines,
Yes.
protection. In between, if you do anything which is only military in nature or expansionism, like it happened in eastern Ladakh, you covered that so well. And I think that, this is an alternate that we have.
Right.
That we should have our Navy, the maritime forces so strong that it does not dare and it thinks twice before it does anything more on the land border.